Hi, welcome to KXAM Plus. I'm your host, Esmeralda Zamora, here with our meteorologist, Tommy House. We've got some updates for you regarding this weekend's freeze or Texas winter storm.
That's right.
Tommy, what's the latest?
Esme, listen, it is a warm day today.
Yes, it is.
Doesn't feel like we're about to get some action, but hey, winter storm warning, which you can see there with the pink shading now for all 15 counties we cover. So that's for that ice potential, cold air that's on the way. And so this is going to be early Saturday when that starts until the middle half of the day on Sunday. And more of that freeze and rain is going to be more Saturday night. But it's certainly going to be, and I don't want to compare storms, obviously. It's a different situation than the previous few winter storms. This one is going to be not as prolonged cold, but there certainly could be some freeze and rain.
So you said today is pretty warm right now. If you step outside, it's pretty warm. We have a live cam we're looking at over there. When are the temperatures going to start to get colder?
That's an excellent question. So let's dive right into it. We'll start with our high temps today, 60s and 70s. Our normal high is 63. So we're warmer than normal across the board. 70s. Tomorrow, our front arrives, let's just say late Friday. So it's going to go from the 70s today, we had the 70s yesterday, to the 60s, 64 in Austin, some 50s up in the hill country, and some 70s down in Caldwell, Fayette, where that front's going to take a little bit longer to get through. So I expect another warm day tomorrow with some of those rain chances, but that's not going to be the case by the weekend. When we're looking ahead to the weekend, one of the big things you'll notice is the temperature change. So it's going to be out the door very early Saturday, around 5 a.m. at 41 degrees. But through the day, as we walk through the weekend, it's going to get to near freezing by the afternoon, freezing through the night on Saturday to Sunday, freezing on Sunday night, and freezing Monday morning. So we're going to be looking at some very winter Arctic temperatures that right now, actually, the front for this, where's all that cold air, Esme? Well, it's way up in... how about Fargo? You see how cold it is up there?
Wow, it is freezing.
Negative 14. We're not getting negative 14, but we're getting a similar Arctic air mass that's going to be sweeping across the country. And that's going to be interacting with this Pacific low, which is just off the coast of California. Fun fact about this, too, is they flew Hurricane Hunter planes.
Over that?
Through that low,
Wow.
right into the clouds.
That's scary.
That data we use to see where that rain snow line is going to be.
Yeah. So I like that you mentioned that this storm is not going to be a prolonged storm like the ones we've seen in the past, but we are going to start to hear advisories, watches, warnings. Can you break those down for us, what each one means?
Yeah, excellent question. So an advisory is more on the lower end of the impacts. So in our instance, which we have a specific graphic for, it's minor ice accumulation, minor snow accumulation. The watch means, hey, we need to be preparing for the impacts of the storm. And then the warning, again, to show you that's hey, it's going to be happening.
Yeah.
We say it's going to be happening, but also the National Weather Service has that high confidence. So that's for all of our area. Mostly, again, that freeze and rain is the biggest thing. I'm not expecting snow out of this, but...
some ice, sleet, something.
Ice and some sleet, protecting those 4 Ps, the people, pets, plants, and pipes. We don't want to have a lot of pipes explosions. And the kind of precip we're getting is freeze and rain. So here's a little science lesson for y'all. What are the different kinds of precipitation types? Well, when it's all warm, it's rain, right?
All rain.
All rain. When there's a little bit of that cold air at the surface, in this instance, because of that front, but it's still going to be warm at those mid to upper levels, it's going to fall as rain, and then it's going to freeze on contact Saturday night. So that's the freeze and rain. Could see some sleet where there's a little more cold air, and then you head up to Oklahoma, we're talking a lot of snow. Arkansas, even New England from this storm is going to be getting over a foot of snow. So it's across country.
Yeah.
Millions of people are going to be getting the impacts for this, whether it's freeze and rain, sleet, cold rain, or some heavy snow.
So the storm is not just a Texas storm. It's everyone's getting the storm.
Yeah, and specifically with the winter weather advisory, sleet would be less than a half an inch for totals, ice less than an eighth of an inch. You start to see those impacts more over an eighth of an inch. So winter storm warning is when you get above that. So we're not expecting an advisory here now, which means we have the high confidence for at least 1/8 of an inch. We have, which I'll show you in our forecast, up to 1/4 of an inch for now, subject to change. I put a plus there because I think we could be seeing more in some spots.
Interesting. I've been hearing a lot about extreme cold watches. I've never heard that, and I hear that it's pretty rare. What is it?
Well, it's extreme cold, right? But I mean, these temperatures are going to be dangerous out the door for a long period of time when you move into Sunday morning and Monday morning. So let me see if I can pull up these temperatures here because
Are we talking 0 degrees?
in some
Single
spots,
digits?
some single digits. Austin itself, some of these graphics, they will be in the teens, or some of these temperatures, I should say, are in the teens for Monday morning. Sunday morning at 21 degrees, and then near freezing for Saturday out the door. But it's going to really get cold, and some of these temperatures are going to be very close to the single digits and teens by Monday morning. I'm trying to see if I can pull up one of the Monday morning graphics here, but it's going to be the story is just the drastic change of temperature from, the 60s and 70s we're in.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's going to be single digits for some Monday morning.
Wow. So this storm is impacting us mostly as we get into Saturday. You mentioned you're going to have to be driving in this in the ice.
We'll see.
But mainly it's going into the next week, right?
Yeah, so the cold will stick around, not this cold. I finally got that Monday graphic for y'all to see, and it's going to be, how about that, 6 degrees in Lampasas,
Wow.
8 degrees in Cameron, and that's not even the wind chills, Esme. I mean, wind chills could very well be a little bit colder than that, near 0.
17 in Austin.
Yeah, and that was the midday numbers. I think I was just talking to Nick. He may drop it down to like 15.
Wow. I'm not excited for that, but we are needing to get prepared, and we have a lot of resources for anyone who is wondering what they need to do, how they need to prep their house, their home, their pets, like you mentioned. All of that's on our website as well. Anything else that our viewers need to know about this storm specifically?
Timing is the big thing.
Yeah.
This is the bread and butter. So cold rain, 50s and 60s tomorrow. So we'll start with Friday. So tomorrow, you'll just see a little bit of some light rain through the morning. And it's going to be on and off, so it's not going to be steady, and this isn't the winter weather. But through Friday, you start moving into the afternoon and evening hours. All of a sudden, you'll notice some of that more heavy rain picks up. And this is a brand new computer model run. This just came in, so this is the first time we're both looking at this, and everyone.
That's a lot of rain.
Saturday, 2 a.m., that could be some thunder. And matter of fact, it looks like the cold air is starting to actually come in a little bit sooner in the back end.
And that reddish, pinkish over at the top, that's snow, sleet.
Freezing rain.
Freezing rain.
Yeah. So through the morning, let's see. It starts off with, excuse me, I'm like choking over here. There's some freezing rain through the morning, 5 a.m., and this will continue. Goodness, I'm like really choking here.
We got you.
Esme, you want to take it away while I get a little water?
Okay. I don't know what to say.
A little bit of pink.
A little bit of pink, a little bit of greens that you could see right there, which means rain in Lockhart. And then the rain continues up into Bastrop and LaGrange. But we have more of that wintry mix up to the north. What is that? The northwest?
Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
Hill country by Saturday at 4 p.m. And still going to see, again, that second little swath of some freezing rain, which is going to continue Saturday evening, overnight Saturday into Sunday. Now we're talking a little bit more coverage here. So this is brand new data, and it's
That is all wintry mix. You don't see any rain,
Yeah,
right?
it's showing that freezing rain, wintry mix for pretty much everyone in Central Texas. This continues through the morning hours. So we'll have to see what these new numbers show. Here's what I had before this new computer model run, Esme. Up to 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
I would say now, and we'll have to see what our team does, I would assume that 1/4 of an inch is widespread. Wow. A little more of an expansion there. Well, we'll fine tune the numbers, but I mean, I'll play that through again. I mean, that cold air is going to be crashing in a little bit sooner than the previous model run. It's now showing out toward Mason, Llano, San Saba, Fredericksburg. What is that, 2 a.m. on Saturday? I mean, we had it coming in
Later on Saturday, right?
like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So extra 4 hours of that colder air, that can up some of these totals, and especially in the hill country. Saturday, notice it's kind of dry. We're in between the two rounds. Then we'll see more. That second round, heavier, is going to be overnight Saturday into Sunday, and that's widespread. I mean, that's certainly something that's catching my eye.
And that's when those colder temperatures start to come in.
Correct. Yeah.
And then stick around until Monday, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be below freezing for the entirety of Sunday. So like at least 24 hours, if not 48 hours.
Well, I'm glad we saw that change right now live on this stream because that's the name of the game. It's going to continue to be changing.
What that was.
Anything can happen, right?
Yeah, that's right. And you know, it's always so crucial to get constant updates because we're getting new information like our phones, our computer models, and it's just going to be like every 4 hours, there's going to be something new.
Yeah.
There's going to be like a new piece to the puzzle. So until we get to the day of the storm, which is called nowcasting, making those final adjustments, we're really just trying to tweak some of these numbers and see what we can get.
And for anyone who wants to stay up to date with information, can you explain to them the difference between our weather app and the regular iPhone weather apps?
Yeah, so I don't want companies to sue me, but ours is great. Ours is better. And, you know, we manually update the numbers and we manually update everything. Other apps use a computer model, which isn't great. It's inconsistent. And so at least like if we see a change, we're going to make it like this. You know, it can take some of these other apps. They'll either use the wrong numbers or they'll update it weird and stuff like that. KXAN First One Weather app's just been fantastic.
Yeah, and our crew is here around the clock, especially during this weekend, all hands on deck to make sure that we are giving that information to all of our viewers as it happens, right?
Yeah, right as it happens. And it's going to be a very busy next few days. I know we're going to have a full staff going into the weekend. I'm sure I'll be out and about reporting on those conditions for you. We'll have a meteorologist too. I'll be in the studio, I'm sure, with Nick and the team. So, you know, looking forward to staying on top of this. It's not going to be like, I don't want to say like a crippling amount of ice because that's 3/4 of an inch plus, and we're not there.
Yeah.
So minor to moderate travel impacts. I think the bottom line is if you're indoors Saturday into Sunday, and you're just not going to drive at like 8 p.m. on Saturday, you should be fine. Avoiding those bridges. You know, Sunday they'll be treating those roads. It will be below freezing. I wouldn't recommend traveling this weekend, but we're not going to be dealing with like, you know, Northeast Texas. They could be getting like almost an inch of ice. Like that's insane. So we're not going to be having those numbers, but still it's trending more icy. So I would think at least up to, if not more than 1/4 of an inch, and we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. We also have an article on our website with all of the updates. Every single meteorologist has been updating this blog post, and you can rewatch this video if you need to. There's also other videos and more information, differences between extreme cold watch and warnings, and the temperatures that you can expect coming in starting Friday into Sunday. Yeah. Tommy, is there anything else you want to leave our viewers before we wrap things up?
Yeah, I mean, huge shout out to the team. You know, I saw this, I originally saw this potential last Sunday. And so I wrote that blog, and it's been up all week. And so just everyone here at KXAN, we've all been working, right? As the new data comes in, we're seeing the trends, and, you know, I feel like we were all over it, which is good. So just, you know, going to kind of keep that same pressure into the storm, get people through it. You know, again, bottom line is going to be really cold for about 36 to 48 hours.
Very cold.
Some freeze and rain. Not a detrimental amount, but enough for maybe some isolated power outages and some slick spots and rough travel. And then we'll warm back up. We got 40s and 50s next Tuesday, Wednesday.
Excited for that.
Excited for that. And it'll be just a little brief few days of winter.
Yes, we can be strong and power through this winter storm if we're all working together, staying off the road, staying safe, and making sure you're up to date with all of the information.
Yeah, go buy some wine and chocolate cake and candy and
stay home if you can.
Soda, whatever you want to do. Just hang out for a few days. It'll be fine.
Make it a staycation.
That's right.
Well, thank you for hanging with me, Tommy. And again, for anyone who wants to follow up with this information, it'll be on our website, kxan.com. Thanks for joining us.